Hi, it's Tracy again, Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Anyway, I wanted to follow up with last week's, tips and information that we were having on the value of purchasing power. I'm going to wait for a few more friends to join us online live, and I wanted to thank everybody that's supporting us and tuning into us with these. Our intent as a team is to get simple, easy information out that a lot of people just don't want to ask questions about, and what we want to do is encourage you to ask questions. So I'm going to hit another topic that seems to be kind of a scary one for people. It's slaying the myths about buying a home.
What's coming next week?
Next week is going to be a talk with Keith, but I'll get to that at the end.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyway, many first-time buyers are under the impression that they need to have absolutely perfect credit before they could buy a home, or that they have to have a large down payment of 15 to 20% down. And I just want to let you know, not so. That is not the case when buying a house for the first time, or even buying the second time. Got my little notes here. The average FICO or credit score on loans that were approved kind of range and vary depending on the programs they're in. FHA, the average credit score, this credit score was 677. A lot of people think they need to have a 750 or an 800 FICO score to purchase a property. And again, that's not the case. On conventional financing, the average FICO score was 752. And on all loans that were done, just kind of the combination, they averaged at 722 FICO score. Average down payment. Now this is where it really gets interesting, because a lot of times people don't think they have enough money to buy. With FHA, you need as little as 3.5% to 6% down. And a lot of people refer to this as a first-time buyer program because it's very forgiving in a couple areas. On repeat buyers, just the averages, most people come in with around 10-15% down, and it showed up as 14% down. And then on all loans done, about 10% down. A little math fact here: FHA, the loan limits for FHA a couple years ago, they were $417,000, so it was kind of limiting to what you could buy. Now in LA County, which is a big deal, a big factor, because LA County is a much higher price point, FHA allows for a bigger loan amount. So FHA at $453, you can borrow up to $453,100 with as little as 3.5% down. And I did the math for you. That's $15,858. You could borrow that, or actually not borrow, excuse me, scratch. You can get that as a gift from your rich uncle, your grandparents, or maybe even your parents that want you out of their basement. But I want you to see that there's not a huge hunk of money needed to get into a home. And when you start considering what's going on with rents, which is on my next page, you can create your own rent control by getting into your first place. And according to a rent control survey, or pardon me, a rent.com survey, 88% of property managers said over the last 12 months they've raised the rents. And if you're renting right now, you probably know this for a fact. For those of you that are maybe, again, living in the basement with mom and dad because they like you, the rent market's tough, and it's not getting any cheaper. As a matter of fact, LA County is one of the most expensive places you can rent, period. So if you'd like to get out of the basement or get into your own place, tune into it with us next Tuesday. I'm going to interview one of our key team members, our lender, Keith Renault, who's going to go over some basics of what a buyer needs to do to get their credit in line and how they can save so they can get the best possible loan for the lowest amount of money. They can get the best loan possible and fix or get their credit organized so they can really stretch those dollars. Anyway, so we'll be coming back to you next Tuesday at 4 o'clock, but we're going to be coming live from Keith Renault's office. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope this was helpful, and naturally, any other questions you have, please text or email or Facebook me. That's what we're doing right now. And I'll be happy to answer your questions. Thanks a lot. See you next week.